All right, it's summertime, and have you been thinking about getting a new air conditioning unit for a spare bedroom, a man cave, a shed? Well, look no further. We've got a new one here. What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Prop, and hopefully I have got 3 cameras set up here. I got a one looking up down here. I've got my main one here, but it can't see this. But the one down there can't see me, so I got the GoPro with the wide angle. I can barely see the screen, so hopefully it's capturing everything. Twin microphones, just because I can't bend over because of my knee. So normally I would just squat down and this would be a great unboxing. NewAir sent us their newest unit, portable AC unit. Let's go over a few specs before we dig into it and set it up and figure out how it works. So the NewAir model NAC12KWH03. There'll be a link in the description below. 12,000 ASHRAE BTU Portable Air Conditioner, 8,000 BTU DOE. We're going to get to more of that in a second. Features: easy setup window venting kit, self-evaporative system. That's what I'm really excited about, the self-evaporative system. Quiet operation, dehumidifying mode with remote and timer. That's what I'm also excited about. This will eventually go into my shed once it's being built right now. So we're going to test it out in my master bedroom. We built this about 2 years ago, and because it's completely separate from the house, we've got a hallway that goes into the house. We couldn't plumb AC from the house into the room just because of the way we did the addition. It was impossible. So we ended up having to put a mini split system in. So I'm going to turn the mini split off, and we're just going to run this unit here and for our first video, and then hopefully here in a few weeks, once the shed is all done, we'll do a second follow-up one and see how it works in the blazing hot conditions of Florida outside. But I can tell you right now, it's not too comfortable in this room. I turn the AC off, it's probably 76 degrees, and it's gonna get warmer because it's 100 out. Let's touch on the numbers. 12,000 ASHRAE BTU versus 8,000 BTU DOE. I'm gonna leave a link in the video description below. A giant article explaining more in depth into these numbers. Way too much. I have learned an ungodly amount of information studying these numbers and different AC systems. So light-duty portable AC manufacturers often provide 2 ratings of cooling capacity. The ASHRA, that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to keep spelling that out. Rating gives cooling capacity in BTU per hour using an older testing standard developed by the American Society of Heating, Refrigerated, and Air Conditioning Engineers. The SACC, also known as the DOE, seasonally adjusted cooling capacity. Rating gives cooling capacity in British thermal units per hour using a more thorough testing standard that was put in place in 2016. I have seen people on the market just advertising the ASHRA, and I don't even know if that's how if there is an acronym, how you say it. Like, oh, this has 12,000, and that unit over there only has like 8,000, but that's BTU. So you got to understand those numbers. While both ASHRA and SACC ratings describe performance in BTUH, the SACC rating will be lower than the ASHRA rating for the same appliance because of the difference in testing procedure. Many portable air conditioner manufacturers include both the ASHRA rating and the SACC rating. While these cooling capacity ratings can be used to compare the power of one portable AC unit to another, they can be misleading when comparing the power of a portable AC unit versus that of a window unit. Even though both will be rated in BTU-H, the problem is that different test conditions are used for the two different categories of air conditioning. Energy efficiency test procedures for air conditioners are developed by the Department of Energy. In practice, this means that a portable unit rated at 10,000 BTU-H may not have the same cooling power as a window unit rated at 10,000 BTU-H, for example. Fortunately, there's a way to get around this. When sizing a portable air conditioning unit, don't rely on sizing charts or formulas designed for window units. Instead, consult the manufacturer's guidance on how much space a specific unit can be expected to cool. Now, on the NewAir website, unfortunately, I didn't see what the spec of this unit was on the rating of the square footage that it can cool. Maybe it was just something that was accidentally left out because it is a new unit. They do have a larger unit, only slightly larger, and it's rated at 525 square feet. So if we step down even, on this unit, we'll say 450 to 475. I think we're at 450 square feet in this room right now. So it should be absolutely perfect for this size. And then we'll compare how well this keeps up when we do eventually go out to the shed. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed. I did take the, that comes just like this, shipped, and straps all the way around it. I did cut the straps off, and as I was moving it in here, I found out it just, the top just pulls off. So let's, we've got another strap here. We've got some, two straps. We've got some hoses. We've got a cord. That is pretty heavy duty. We have the hose. Now I'm hoping that there is a there is a unit. My window's a sliding vertically and not horizontal, so hopefully the adapter that goes in the window does. It's adjustable, so that should be perfect. I don't think my window's any longer than that. So let me get this all out of the way and off camera. Let's all right, so we got everything unpacked. It is a pretty compact unit. I'm really digging it. We've got some tape and stuff here that I missed. I don't think I need to really take that off, but let's see. On the back here, what do we got? Looks like, that's what the tape that holds that on. Yeah, this is the way I prefer to do unboxings. I like to learn together. I don't like to just use something for a while and then do the unboxing. I like the coil is. I love that it's accessible. It's got a screen, a little filter on it. Sure to filter out any dust. Looks like it's washable. I like that you'll be able to easily clean the coils if they get dirty. We've got, that must be what those drain hoses are for. So we've got the drain hose. There's one, there's two, top and bottom. Looks like they do have plugs inside of them, so they're not relying just on the caps to keep the water out. And a nice little control display here. Let's just see what they stop. Please read. All right, NewAir, portable AC before you plug in. If the unit was tipped more than 45 degrees, set upright for at least 24 hours. Place unit on a firm level surface. Place near a window so you can vent it out. Grounded cord. Cools down to 61 degrees. Dehumidifying mode dehumidifies the area. If you live in a very humid area, please drain the unit manually or attach the drain hose. We're not going to be using it for dehumidification. Well, actually, once we're out in the shed, I will. And I will just keep actually so I can drill a hole outside, so I'm not having to keep emptying the thing. And now there is, like I said, the self-evaporative, or the so you're not having to drain it. It is taking the water and using it to cool down the condenser. So you're not having to drain. So I'll be interested to see how that works over time. Sleep mode, the temperature will go up by 1 degree every hour. The temp will be kept constant for 10 hours, and the indicator lights will go dim to dark. So let's read. We got the remote, a nice little remote control, and a big owner's manual here. So let me go through the owner's manual and just see window connector, housing adapter. All right, let me because we've got we've got 2 rings. So all right, so one of these rings goes on the back of the unit. One of them goes on the window adapter itself. Looks like that snaps on. They are threaded, so I'm assuming you would just thread on after you, there we go, after you pull this out. Or is it, or oh, no, it's that way. All right, there we go. So it looks like it just threads on. Let me get this set up. All right, let's see how we're gonna do on the window. I guess let me push it that way. I guess it really doesn't make a difference which way. Does this fit in both ways by chance? Because what I would like to do, all right, is keep the hose at the bottom. So all right, so there was a packet of clips in here. I was wondering what those were for. So what they're for is there are some holes in the side, and that's what locks in this. So let's get this to height. All right, so there's only a hole on one side. So we'll slide that. Looks like snug the window up there. I'll have to back it off a little bit. So it is there is a little tiny bit of a gap. So what I'll probably end up doing is just getting a little piece of weather stripping. And maybe that's what, you know, one thing looking offhand, it looks like it might need just a little bit of weather stripping to get that perfectly sealed. So let me just finish reading here and figure out which, I'm not sure even which camera I'm looking at anymore, and figure out which hose or what goes to where. All right, we got it hooked up. Okay, so the key is don't put your fittings on the window, put the fittings on the hose, get them all screwed on, and then snap them into the window and then into the unit. That's going to be the key. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get this plugged in. Now, I did mention earlier that if this came on its side or it was tilted, that goes with anything with Freon, a refrigerator, even as you can see, we've got 3 NewAir units here. We've got the beverage cooler and 2 humidors. So the reason is you want the oil to drain back into the compressor, because the Freon is what or the refrigerant is what carries the oil. so you don't want to burn out anything. So let's go ahead and turn it. Okay, it automatically starts to power up, or the lights come on. All right, that's it. The little fan came up, so we've got just three, fan only, dehumidifier, cool, simple as that. You hit the mode, change in between. We've got sleep, we've got temperature up and down, speed up and down. Pretty basic controls on these. Let me bring the camera in. You can see the controls a little bit better. So just your controls, your sleep. Oh, oscillate. So there's I missed that. Okay, so oh, that makes it nice. So it can oscillate up and down. The timer mode is for fan only, dehumidifier, cool. Temperature up and down, like I said, it's fan, low, medium, high, and then power off. So oh, check that out. That's kind of super badass. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the temperature is actually shining through the unit itself. How cool is that? Hopefully one of the cameras can pick this up. All right, in just this little area right here, it is already ice cold in here. I mean, this is cold. I like it. We can have to close the window a little bit. I will have to get, like I said, just a little piece of weather stripping to seal that gap in the window, just a little bit. But I do like. I can't feel any hot air coming from outside. You can definitely tell it's working. This hose is quite warm. Now, I did read online that was a concern of some people, this hose getting so warm, not on this particular unit, but on these style of units, that the hose gets so warm, it'll actually bleed some of that hot air into the room. So I have seen where people were insulating this hose. When I put this out in the shed, I probably will get some air conditioning ducting and insulate this hose so I'm not getting any warm air back in here. So we're gonna go ahead and use this for a day, 24 hours. We'll see. I'll read the owner's manual here. I'm not quite sure where the water goes, if there's a tank that you can see to see if it's full, but it's supposed to be self-evaporating. We'll see how that goes. So stay tuned, and we'll see you back here shortly. All right, it has been 24 hours using the newest NewAir portable AC unit. And for the rest of this video, let's go ahead and I'm just going to turn it off. There we go. Just so I don't have that drone. Whoop, I knew I hit that button twice. I just don't want to have that drone behind me. It'll just be a little bit quieter in here. So right before I turned the camera on, I did drain the water. I noticed like a little, I wouldn't say a flaw, but something I would change. I just didn't want to do it on camera and make a mess. But first of all, like I said, after running a little more than, I think it's been probably 32 hours or so, this is all the water that I got out of here. Less than a half of a cup of water. So to change out the water, let me pull this hose off. And that was one thing another thing that I would change. Let's see which camera is going to pick this up a little bit easier. So you either had to pull the hose out of this adapter like I just did, because this locks in pretty good, but it's not easy to get out with the hose attached. So now I'm going to have to finagle the hose back in here, spin it, line it up, and then slap it in here. I think this should release just a little bit easier, so you can just leave the hose attached to this and to access the water drain line. So there's two drains, one on the bottom, one on the top, which I love. I don't know how the one on the bottom works, to be honest with you, because the one on the top drains the water as well, because the condenser is right here. So it drains into this this holding tray right here. So I'm not sure. They just say use the top. If the water pump goes bad, so there must be a pump inside there that you can use the bottom. Now I will use the bottom when I've got this in my shed, and it'll just be hooked up all the time. But to drain the water, they do give you a drain hose. You unscrew the cap and you've got to pull out this rubber plug and then just press the hose on and it'll drain the water. Very little came out. I mean, it just trickled out a little bit. I was able to get the hose on really quickly. I'd either like to have a shut off. I can shut it off, pull the rubber plug, snap the hose on, open it up, and then have it drain out. Or almost have it like a hydraulic fitting to where you would just snap the hose on, then it would release an internal valve, and then it would drain on its own. But like I said, I took the little rubber plug out, and very little water trickled out. I was able to put it on just in time. So it really wasn't a big deal. That's honestly, those two things, we talked about the gasket for the window. It'd literally be pennies to be able to include a little strip of gasket material that you could cut, stick to there. So including a gasket material, that's the only thing I would add to this. The hose thing, not a big deal at all. Like I said, very little water came out. I would redesign this attachment here so it just snapped off with like maybe a little thumb release, so I could pull the hose off with this connected still. And then, because now to hook this back up, it's honestly going to take me about 2 minutes to get the hose back on in here and get it snapped on. But I love it. It's freezing in here. It is absolutely ice cold. We had it set at 65 all night for about, I don't know, it took about, because it always runs about 71, 72 degrees in here, and I'm trying to think of the times now. Took about 4 hours, because I had the main AC turned off for 4 or 5 hours, just to let the temperature rise in the room to see how long. Wish I'd have done a little bit more note-taking on that. But I think it had it off 4 or 5 hours, and then it did take about 4 hours or so to cool this room down, and it fluctuated between 69 and 70 degrees. Not, in my opinion, not that bad at all. I mean, it definitely got into the mid to high 70s in here. And like I said, this is about 450 square feet. So absolutely did a great job. Like I said, ice cold. We had this running all night on low. It's literally, if I could bend over a little further, we'd touch my bed. It never kept us up. It wasn't like this drone that was, overly loud. If you've ever been stayed in a hotel that had like the window units on the floor, it's quieter than most of those. And we did have to actually turn it down. I had it on, and that was on, so when I say it took about 4 hours or so to get the temperature up, that was on low. I did not have it on high. I wanted to see on its lowest setting how long it would take to lower the temperature in the room. So on high, that probably would have cut that out. So as we're laying in bed last night watching TV, I did have it on high just to see how loud it was compared to the TV. On high, it is noticeable. We did turn it on medium, and it really wasn't that bad. We were able to watch TV, not an issue. But we did turn it down on low, before we went to sleep, because we didn't want it on even medium throughout the night. We thought it might be a little loud. So, but I imagine on high, this would have cooled this room down a whole lot quicker. Like I said, I wanted to see how it did on low. I love it. I have literally no notes on this at all. Just the hose issue, draining the water, the gasket. One thing I didn't mention yesterday, which I did find out when I read the owner's manual afterward, it does have a light on here that tells you when the water tank is full. So there's no guessing, because you can't see the water tank or anything else. So there's no guessing on that when it's full. But I imagine since that's all it took out in a 30-hour or so period, I can't even imagine you know, I don't know how big the water tank is. It'd probably have to run for a week. But that's inside of my house, which it is humid. We're in Florida. If you go outside to the mini split or our main AC system, the water is coming out at times almost like a garden hose. We battle humidity in Florida. So I like that this was like the self-evaporative system, which makes it extra nice. We will see. We'll do another video. My outdoor shed is coming along. Hopefully it will be done in the next several weeks to a month. So we'll that'll be another. It'll be well insulated, spray foam, sheeted on the inside, outside. So it'll be. It's not going to be your typical shed. It's going to be basically a little workshop. So I'll be interested to see how well this keeps that area dehumidified and cooled. Not really my biggest concern. Dehumidification out there with all my equipment is going to be the biggest one. So I'll be interested to see how much water it actually pulls out of that. So $532 on the NewAir website. There will be a link in the video description below. Oh, excuse me. Also the link, Cigar Prop 10. Save you 10%. They do have a bigger unit that cools a little bit bigger area, like I said yesterday, or actually moments ago, since you're watching this as one video. It cools 525 or 550 cubic feet or square feet, and it also has a built-in heater. I did check right before I turned these cameras on. My code Cigar Prop 10 works for that unit as well. So I don't know what else on the NewAir website that my code Cigar Prop 10 works with. So if you're interested in anything, as you can see, like I said yesterday, we're a NewAir family. We got the NewAir 840 count humidor, the 350s behind me. We got the NewAir beverage cooler. This isn't my man cave. This is my bedroom. So yeah, we've got all of this. When we want a cigar, we like to have a cigar right away and a nice cold beverage, which I got to restock that. It's getting a little low, I see. So yeah, if you need anything from NewAir, try my code Cigar Prop 10. Maybe it works on a lot more stuff. But if you're in the market for a portable AC unit, either as a backup for your house, which I love having this now. If anything happened to the house, I know that I could at least lock myself inside the room and turn this on and be quite comfortable. Or in your man cave, maybe you got a converted garage, or you've got a workshop shed like I'm building. So this might work for you. Like I said, they do make a bigger one, so definitely check out this one, check out that one. And stay tuned. Probably, like I said, a month or so, at least we'll have this out in the shed, and we'll be doing some hardcore testing on that. So I'll be interested to see how well that keeps up in a blazing hot environment. So all right, cats and kittens, that's all we got for today. The model number, description, coupon code, everything will be in the link below. I'll also include a link to that article I was talking about yesterday that will tell you a little bit more about the testing parameters, the difference between these units, a window AC unit. So definitely check it out. Check out NewAir. They've been great to Jessica and I. Everything they make, we've absolutely loved. If you have any questions on any of our other products, humidors, beverage cooler, definitely leave a comment or reach out to me, kevin@cigarprop.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer those. And until next time, stay cool.